Hey, my name is King Kong and I am a Grandmaster Ana player. I've learned a lot from my journey to Grandmaster and I want to share these small key concepts that you need to apply in your games for every role, not just support. This video will not cover over everything, but it will cover over positioning, just the general concepts of positioning and why people do it. So I hope you enjoy and I hope you learn something. Let's talk about key concepts in this map called Esperanza. It's a push map. Some people like it, some people hate it because it's so chaotic. So, why do people generally play low ground? Mainly because of the bot, right? The bot is the objective. You want to push this bot. So, when you play low ground, what do you see? You can only see what's in front of you for the most part. However, there can be people flanking. So, just keep that in mind when you're just playing this general spot. This is not as big of a deal. But when you get to here, for example, when you're playing here with your tank, you can hear your tank, right? You can see him clearly because he's on the cart. Let's pretend that the bot is here. You can clearly see the tank. The only issue is you're exposed to so many things. This area, for example, this area, and then also in front. So if somebody sees you, they can shoot you, especially when you don't have a tank with shields. For example, like you have Jungle Queen or anything. That's why people generally hate tanks with no shields. Because, no shield, I can't play like this because I'm going to die to someone who can hit shots. So, generally, you don't want to play here because mainly there's no cover. I mean, there's cover here, but if you play here, you can't see your tank. If you play here, you're super exposed to here and there's nowhere to go, you know? You're locked. You can only go this way or this way. So, what do you want to do when you play here? When the team is here? So, this can be used in most scenarios where there's no dive characters, you can get help. And generally in low elo, they will not contest you. Okay? You're going to be free. This is a free range that you can play with. If somebody shoots you from here, you can take cover easily. If you want to heal your tank, you can do this. Right? However, you're going to be exposed here, right? So what you want to do is, generally, you want to contest this guy. If you land 2 shots on him, he's going to try to grab this mega or he's going to back off. For a little bit. And you can always jiggle heals. Also, you see what's happening? Whenever I'm backing up, the low ground cannot see me. And when I move forward, that's the only time. So this is actually cover as well, by the way. The platform right here. So generally, let's pretend I'm Reinhardt, for example, right? When I see an enemy Ana here, what can I do? Just fire strike. That's the only thing I can do. There's nothing else. If I want to contest Ana, I literally have to walk up here, take this path, or walk all the way up here. And this is if you're by yourself. Remember, you have a team, right? Hopefully you do. Look how far it takes for Ryan to get here. He's probably going to charge here, right? Or he's going to charge here to get space. So he's going to have to use resources to try to contest you if no one's doing his job for him. And that's what makes high ground so important. It's just the basic concepts. High ground is generally better in most situations. There are some situations where playing high ground it can actually be bad. But generally, take high ground and you'll see yourself grow really fast when it comes to survivability and other stuff. Why is high ground so important? It's mainly because of survivability. If you're able to survive, you're literally saving 15 seconds of you walking here and 15 seconds of you trying to position yourself to help your team. So and just like the respawn timer. So you're basically losing 30 seconds every time you die of value. So imagine you being here for 30 extra seconds in a fight. How much is it going to change? Well, you have your abilities and then you have your ultimate. And those are game changing. And just winning one of these fights because of your positioning and other stuff will make you climb super fast because you'll be winning a lot of fights. So as a support, you want to survive. As a DPS, you want to survive. As a tank, you want to make space. So you can enable your early characters play the game. And that's how generally Overwatch works. So positioning is really important, especially for very low mobility characters like Ana. And that's why I've learned a lot playing Ana, because it teaches me how to the fundamental concepts that makes me a better player. If I play more, I get away with a lot of things. I can play close, I can fade away when I need to, but that does not make me generally a better player. And that's why I recommend you playing very hard characters. Okay, everything has been shown in demonstration, but let's put it in an actual game. So this is me playing in Masters 1, and I'm about to get GM. So this is a very simple concept. For example, this is a map, Nubani, and Nubani has two high grounds on first point. That is a must. This is why Reinhardt is not as good as you think he is. He is good if your team plays in that general area where Diva was playing. So generally, if you're higher in the elo, people will start playing in both platforms, and it makes it really hard for characters like Reinhardt to contest two areas at once. And this is why generally, if you play on point, especially, it's generally really bad. So if you see that Ana, for example, look how vulnerable the Ana is because she is low ground. She's being seen by all of us because we're playing there, and she's just exposed to so many angles. And because of this, this is why you generally want to take high ground and let your tank make space and contest point. You're not the one who should be touching. You should be the one who is keeping the tank alive and using utilities to basically whittle the enemy down and keeping your teammates alive so they can win every fight. So this is another fight where they literally did the same thing, except they were more aware of our high ground, but it's failed again because guess what? We're uncontested high ground. It's really hard for them to shoot at us because they're gonna be they're gonna be vulnerable to us, and two, we can take cover at any time because of high ground, right? That platform makes it really hard for low ground to shoot at us. So one last general concept. This is the last fight. I accidentally dropped, but that's okay. But look, they're contesting high ground now. The Ryan is walking all the way around just to contest high ground. And look how much poking we can do. This is why high ground is so important. They have to invest so much just to get me off high ground. And that shatter too, see? They use so much. I hope that was educational enough for you. If you learned something, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot.